Hi everyone, this is Elizabeth at Western Libraries. This is a video to show you how to use 3 of our main databases to do some basic business research. I am going to show you Business Source Complete, IBISWorld, and Mergent Online. I am starting at this website here. It is libguides.ww.edu/business. That is a page where you can find our main business resources organized by different categories. I'm going to start with Business Source Complete. Business Source Complete is our main business database. It has a little bit of everything from articles, trade journal articles, peer-reviewed articles, company reports, country reports, all kinds of stuff. I am going to look mainly for 2 different types of resources today, a SWOT analysis for a company and a company report. I'm going to use Facebook as an example. I'm using Facebook Inc. as the specific example because I am looking for specifically for company information about Facebook. That Inc. will actually make it a little more specific. What you're going to see here is some articles that come up about Facebook, a little bit of everything. What I am looking for is this SWOT analysis. This is one of the first results you will get. If you don't see a SWOT analysis right away, come over here to Source Type and click on Show More. The SWOT will actually be one of the options. I can open the PDF right here. What you will get is a document that just covers some key facts, maybe some company overview, but what you really want is this SWOT right here. So strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are internal, opportunities and threat are external. Then you'll get a narrative or an explanation or analysis below. These come from a company called MarketLine, and so they are an outside analysis of whatever company that you are looking at. Next, I want to show you how to get to a company report. Up here in the blue bar at the top, mouse over to More and click on Company Profiles. And I'm going to do a search for Facebook. This is a profile done by MarketLine, the same company that does a SWOT analysis. You see this is a much longer report. This is about 63 pages. The other one was 9. And you'll see the difference when you're looking at the table of contents. You'll see a SWOT is still part of it, as is a company overview and facts, but you will get into a history, key employees, you will see products and market. Here's the SWOT. And then you will also see top competitors, which can sometimes be very useful. The company view is generally a letter from the president that is part of their annual report. So take it with a grain of salt in some cases. And then you'll see subsidiaries and other information. When you're looking at this, back at the record for this page, the PDF is here. Information or abstract about the report is here. I want to talk a little bit about actually managing this report or managing any resources you get through Business Source Complete. You can download this. You can save it to Google Drive if you have it attached. You can email it to yourself, which is sometimes just as easy, and then saving it is right here. If you do want to link to this, you need to use this permalink right here. If you use this URL right here, this is a false URL and it will expire. So if I copy and paste this into something in a day or two, it will no longer work. If you want to link to this report, you need to use this permalink. Click on this and the permalink will show up right here. Next, I want to show you IBISWorld. IBISWorld is an industry database. These are marketing industry databases. You can search IBISWorld by industry code, keyword, or company. I am going to search just by company name since I know what I am looking for. When you type in a company, it will give you a drop down for specific reports. I am actually going to click on View Reports, mainly because I'm seeing a couple of different industry reports and I'm curious about what those differences are. So these first two, this first one, social network game development, this is actually looking at industry games developed with that are played on a social network platform. That's not what I am looking for. What I want to see is social network sites in the U.S. So we are doing this during the COVID pandemic, and so IBISWorld does include COVID impacts on most of their industry reports, which can be really useful right now. This first page is going to be an overview of the industry, supply chain, related industries, and major players. These are all linked, so you can click through to other information here. Each one of these tabs is a different section, or almost like a different chapter. You can download these reports as PDFs. They are generally between 30 and 40 pages. Industry at a glance, you'll get some key statistics, some key drivers. You will also get industry structure, as well as a SWOT analysis. Similar to the company report, you will get a SWOT for the industry. Again, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Industry performance, key external drivers, and then a narrative explaining those. Whenever you see a table or a graph in IBISWorld, these are interactive. You can download these. You can view them as a full chart. You can also look at the data. Click on data table and it will give you the information in a table as opposed to a graph. These are also interactive. You can mouse over to get more information. You can also add or subtract other factors, making these a little more customizable. And then of course downloading them as an image or a PNG file or CSV if it's something that you want to download into Excel. Industry outlook. This is again more of a narrative. Products and markets, what they are making. This is where you will see the supply chain, other information, competitive landscape, major companies. Major companies are where you will see market share. Market share can sometimes be difficult to find, and this gives you what they call major players. In order to be a major player in an industry, you have to have a minimum of 5% of market share. So Facebook is the major the major company in this industry, which makes sense. If you continue to scroll down, you will see other companies at the bottom. These are companies that fall below that 5% line. Operating conditions. There is a tech and systems component to this report as well. Level of technology, obviously, in this type of industry is going to be high. And then key statistics. This is where you get some industry data, annual change. You also get some key ratios for the industry as well. Next, I want to show you Mergent. Mergent is a financial database. Mergent has information on both public and private companies. It really is best for publicly traded companies. They are U.S. and international, and both active and inactive. So if a company ceased to exist for some reason, whether it went out of business or was acquired by someone else, what you will see on the main Mergent page is what it looked like when that company ceased to exist. We're going to search for Facebook. You can use a company name or ticker. On this main page, this is the first page, you will see a general overview of the company, basic information about the company up here, a summary, and key executives. Under every tab, there are essentially sublinks or subtabs you can get into, and then each tab here gives you a different type of information. I want to look at company financials. Financials are really the strong suit when it comes to Mergent, primarily because they do current and historical. You'll see this defaults to 5 years. You can look at 3 years, 7 years, or 10 years. With a company like Facebook that has not been around for more than 10 years, at least as a publicly traded company, 5 or 7 years will probably be the most useful. You can look at balance sheets, income, retained, cash flow, and you can do annually or quarterly. This information is downloadable into an Excel spreadsheet as well. Just like the others, you can also look at other information, financial information about the company as well. If you look at filings, these are SEC filings. So these are the reports that a publicly traded company files with the SEC. And annual reports are filed they have to be filed by March 31st. If you are looking at company information prior to March 31st, the most recent annual report you will find will be from the previous year. One of the things that I actually find really useful when looking at company information is the 10Q. The 10Q is a quarterly document. It is something that the company has to file with the SEC, again, quarterly. And what it does is it gives you some financial information, but it really shows you how the company operates. You can download this as a Word file, an Excel file, or PDF. I'm just going to go ahead and look at the web because it's a little faster. 10Q. These are actually accounting documents, but this is really where you see kind of the nitty-gritty of how a company operates. If you really want to understand what and why they are doing, spend some quality time with this document. Control Find or Find will be your friend. You can really get into what is happening with a company and what they are doing. There are other options and other things that Mergent can do. If you would like to see Mergent in more detail, how to create a competitors report or even a competitor analysis, there's a follow-up video that you can look at. This is a really quick overview of how to use Business Source Complete, IBISWorld, and Mergent Online to do some initial company research. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.